I feel like this is cursed. Almost every time I go to record in the past like couple days, construction starts or the garbage people come at a different time than they normally do. So we're gonna wait it out. Hey y'all, I'm Chelsea, the content creator and designer behind Knitting Tipsy, and this is episode 14 of Show Us Your Knits. If you've been here before, welcome back. Thanks for joining. And if you're new here, Show Us Your Knits is my yarny podcast where I get to be a proud 5-year-old and show off my finished objects and my works in progress since last we spoke. I'd been doing good for a while. I had been doing these Show Us Your Knits episodes every other week, which I really like. I feel like that 2-week period gives me just enough time to show you something different, especially if my mental health is on a downswing. Like, it's enough time that I feel like over the course of 2 weeks, I probably accomplished something or made some progress on something. But I think it's been almost a month since we chatted, and that is due to my wonderful mental health, which has not been wonderful, actually. It's been really, really bad. But May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I try to keep it relatively real here, so it's been shitty. It's not been great, to be quite honest, but yesterday and today were good days with like little sprinklings of sad girl moments, but I'm feeling pretty decent right now. So hopefully that doesn't change throughout the episode. It is that touch and go these days. I think we're gonna be okay because I'm excited about all the things I have to show you. But first, I'm not drinking a cocktail today. I know I do love my boozy beverages and getting a little boozy with y'all, but I try not to drink whenever I'm sad or angry or any like low emotion. I have just discovered as I'm getting older and wiser that is just not good for me. So we're going with a mocktail. It's not even really a mocktail. It's just bubble water, but this is my favorite bubble water right now. Seltzer water, carbonated water. Whatever you call it. I call it bubble water. But it is the Polar Seltzer in the flavor Georgia Peach. This is amazing. If you can get access to this, do it because it's really good. We're still gonna use a fun glass though. Oh, that's so good. It's so good. Makes me happy. All right, let's get started with what I'm wearing. If you are in my Ko-fi, on my email list, or you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen this little top. Let me lower the camera so you can see how freaking cute it is. And then also, let me pop in some pictures here. But it's a new design. We'll start with that. This is a new design by me. I'm calling it my going out top. Why? Because it looks like a going out top from the 2010s. This actually started, I've had this sketched out for probably years. I wanted to make a handkerchief style dress to replicate, I think I have a picture of it, this dress that I've owned for years. And it has the handkerchief hem. And I just feel like it has like a cute V-neck. I did wish that the V-neck was V-ear. And, but I loved the fit of it. It is so easy to toss on because it has a lot of positive ease. It's super roomy and comfy, but it still feels sexy with how shapely the hem is and how your legs kind of peek through. I don't know. I love it. And I know that is a look that was very popular in like the 2000s, especially with the handkerchief style tops. And if you are an elder millennial like myself, you probably remember being in college and, on the random Wednesday nights with your girlfriends. What are you wearing tonight? What are you wearing to the club tonight? I think a going out top and jeans. Oh my God, I'm going to wear a going out top and jeans too. And I just feel like with a pair of skinny jeans and some, ready? Peep toe, platform toe, sling back velvet heels. I'm really showing my age there. This is just, it's such a look. Maybe even with like a sock bun and some big earrings on your head. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna wear it. I don't care if I look like a dinosaur. It's gonna be amazing. But luckily this top also looks really cute on the beach. It is just such a swingy, breezy, easy to wear top. And I love how it looks with the shorts. Today I'm actually wearing it with a long jean skirt and I think it looks adorable. And were I a youth anymore, I think I would pair it. I love how the jeans for the young kids these days are like the low rise but super baggy almost. I think this top would be so cute with that. Like bearing your midriff just a little bit, but it's so swingy, so like you see like glimpses of it. I think it would look really cute. And then like with a pair of sneakers or something. That's how I would envision younger makers wearing it. But also if you're my age and you want to do that, that's amazing. I think you should do it. I will cheer you on. If you're thinking, Chelsea, you never told us about this design. Where did this come from? I just woke up one morning and I was like, I need to choose some joy in my life. I was coming off of a couple of really hard days and I just wanted something that was mindless and new. Like I wanted to create something to make me happy. And I just started making a granny square and thought, you know what? Why don't I try to do that handkerchief top that I was talking about? And as I was making this, I was listening to books and I was watching Disney movies and it was just such a soothing project. And I didn't want to stop making these giant granny squares, but I did just to see if the top would work and kind of fell in love. So I love it. There is another whip, I guess, that is associated with it. You know, we'll hold off. I'll show you that one later, but I am making a second sample of it. We'll start with that one when we get to our whips. But I'm planning on turning this into a Ko-fi tutorial. So my Ko-fi is very similar to a Patreon. I do weekly extras and freebies and content that I don't post to Instagram or here on YouTube. It's just kind of like a special place. And you can sign up. There are different membership levels, as low as $3, as high as $15 a month. And we have a really great time. My Ko-fi is my happy place. But for my Ko-fi, I'm just gonna create kind of a fun tutorial how to make this top with the fit that you want on your body. And there will be like ultra cropped, like kind of like mid-length or tunic length, however you want to define that. And then I'm hoping to also include the dress version. So that will probably be out in the next couple weeks for Ko-fi. I'm just working on it kind of as a fun, joyful project because I really am enjoying making these granny squares. Yes, this top is entirely granny squares. Well, I guess not entirely, there are straps, but it's that easy. You just make granny squares. So yes, that is what I have on here. And the yarn that I used was Lion brand Trubu. It's so nice and slinky. I think it makes it really good for the beach. It's lightweight. It has a really nice shimmer to it. And real quick, I also want to share my earrings. These are by Stacy of Bah Humble, one of my beautiful yarny friends. And they have little, I don't know, I think they're aventurine crystals. Pretty sure. And then I have an aventurine necklace on and my little moon necklace. So some witchy celestial vibes with my going out top. So now that you've seen what I'm wearing, it is also counting as our finished object number 1. And let's move on to my other finished objects because there are quite a few. It's been a month. My second finished object is the vacation vest by Park & Knit. If you watched last week's video, you already saw and heard a ton about this project. So I'm not gonna elaborate too much on it other than to say, I love it. I love it so much. This is such a cute, fun, simple, meditative, and fast project. I just looked it up on my Ravelry project page. I made this in 5 days and it was a really nice, like, amount of time in 5 days. I didn't have to, put too much time into it every day. It's a great, if you did want to like sit and work on it, I think you could make this in a weekend. It's really cute. And I love the yarn that I used. I used Juniper Moon Farms Cumulus yarn, which I truly think is my new favorite cotton yarn. It is lighter than light. It is light as a cloud. And just so soft and really fun to work with, really, really nice in your hands. The day we went to the park, because I did wear this as my Disney bound for Eeyore and Eeyore Disney bound. It was adorable. I loved the little bows that I added. That was a modification. The pattern has clasps, but it's really easy to add on the I-cord bows. But the day that I wore this to the park, I think we hit the high 80s, and Florida has a lot of humidity. I felt great in it. It was super comfy and lightweight, and highly recommend this for the summer. Since the Eeyore bound, I have worn it a few times. I actually, for my Ko-fi subscribers, I do Wardrobe Wednesday posts where I show different ways of styling handmaids, or we talk about body confidence and self-love. It's really fun. I did several different ways to style this, and I'll just show you like one of my favorites. Isn't that so good? So good. And then I'll show you one more because it's really cute too. For date night the other night, I wore it this way. I think with the pink skirt, it's a little more me. It's a little more like hippie witchy, but with those black pants, I felt so cute. I think that's a great work from home outfit. So this top is very versatile, and I'm really glad that I have it in my wardrobe now. If you want more information about this top, you can go to my Ravelry project page to see the modifications that I made, or you can check out last week's video, which was all about creating this vest and the Eeyore Disney bound. There's also some great footage from Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. That's where we went, and we had a really great time. So let's go ahead and move on to the next finished object number 3, which is very much related to that vest. Finished object number 3 are my Eeyore mouse ears by EKG Designs. Y'all, these are just, they're so cute. They make me laugh, but they're freaking adorable. I found this pattern years ago. I've had it saved on Pinterest for years, and it is a free pattern on EKG Designs blog. It's well done. There's a couple of details that I think would have been helpful for like attaching the design together, but it's really well done, and it's a free pattern, so that is amazing. I will just say they're more of a photo prop than like actually wearing them, because they're a little flapsy. They're a little flapsy. At the park, I looked like sad Eeyore most of the day. But I think if you used maybe fabric stiffener, or my idea, if I want to make any other pairs of ears, is to maybe add some cardboard cutouts inside of the circles that you make, and adding some wire into the headband itself to kind of give some more structure to it. I think that would help a lot. But as a photo prop and taking this to the park, you can hang it on your bag. It just becomes like the cutest little accessory, and you can pull it out to wear for pictures. It's very cleverly designed. I think it's so adorable. And I used for the bow I had a little bit of yarn left over from my vacation vest, so it matched so perfectly having the same yarn in the bow and in the top. The rest of the yarn was just scrap yarn. I tried to use roughly the same weight, but I think this yarn here is a sport weight, and I think the rest of my yarn was DK or worsted. I can't remember what this I think the gray yarn was DK. A lot of it did not have labels, so it turned out really cute. I'm so happy with it. Look, we're adorable. Well, see, it's a little sad, but Eeyore sad, so it works perfectly. I think EKG also has Winnie the Pooh ears. So if you wanted to, do a Disney bound like me and my friend Shannon did, look how cute we are. Crafty Lynette Creations is so adorable. I love her so much. But I also think that would be a great set of ears. And you could probably use these as a base to create a lot of different things, not just Winnie the Pooh related. This project I also finished in a relatively short period of time. I think I spent one day crocheting around the headband. Didn't take very long, but I think that's what I did one day. Then another day I made most of the pieces except for the bow. And then the night before we were actually going to Disney, I made the bow and attached everything together. So another really good weekend project. And I do actually have one more finished object. It's amazing what you can make in a month. Finished object number 4 is the Scrunchie Bag by Loopy Studio. I think this is another project that I decided to cast on randomly, and I don't think I told you all about. So there were 2 surprises there for you this week. Again, this was another like dopamine project that I cast on just to make myself happy, to try to find some joy, make my brain do the happy thing. And I'm so glad that I did. It's so cute and shockingly holds a ton. I had seen the designer's project bag, I think it was last year. I don't think it was 2 years ago, but I do think it was last year. It was a collaboration with Ching Fibers, and the designer made matching little booty shorts that went with the bag. It was so cute. I'll pop in a picture here. I loved it. I had it saved in my queue, and I think I bought the pattern when it first came out. But then I really forgot about it for quite a long time, and it wasn't until I started using the queue feature on Ravelry, which has been my new favorite thing. I just keep moving around patterns and adding patterns and moving them around. It's helping me remember what I want to make. And so when I knew I needed like a little dopamine hit, I was like, oh, why don't we just make that? I wanted to make sure that this purse had the pink vibes because pink is bringing me a lot of joy this year. Pink is my favorite color, but just leaning into it hard this year and not thinking, oh, I've made so much pink, I have to make something else. Why? Why do I have to make something else? Pink makes me happy. Find happiness where you can. But I found some stash yarn. I think it's from Sprinkled Fibers, and I used less than 100 grams in DK weight yarn for the 2 balls. The pattern itself has a lot of customization options. It's written, it says for DK or worsted yarn, but I love my DK version, but I do think it might be better in a worsted or maybe even like a bulky yarn. But the construction really is so neat. You knit the bag flat, and there's some I-cord work, some detailing, which makes a nice little like tunnel for you to thread your tying cord through. I used elastic paracord, and it runs through the handle of the bag, which if you are a mid-size or plus size girly, you can knit this strap as long as you want so that it can comfortably go around your body. So I really like how mine sits. I'll show you a picture here of me wearing the bag with the vacation vest. I love that outfit. And you can cinch this up really tight and create for yourself like a little scrunchy like wrist, or it could go like on your arm like this. I just think it's such a unique design. What mine holds, I need to get over my fear of sewing, but I would like to sew a lining into this bag. I think that would help a lot. So I'm cheating for the time being. I have just a pink like canvas tote bag that I'm using as the lining. It's not pinned or sewn or anything. I just kind of have a bag within a bag here. But inside I'm able to comfortably fit my wallet, my phone, my little medicine pouch, a pack of tissues, and a skein of yarn. I think I had a crochet hook and a small notions pouch. It does kind of make the bag stretch a little bit, so the fabric looks like, you know, a little stretchy when you're wearing it, and especially having it crossbody, it kind of sags a bit, but it still looks really cute. I think if I didn't have the lining, I'd be worried about maybe something pulling through, because as the fabric stretches down, it does get like a little bit holey, not quite holey, but like a pen or a knitting needle could easily like fit through there if there was nothing to kind of, you know, line it. But I am really, really happy with how this bag turned out. I could absolutely see myself making another one, but if you are a crocheter and not a knitter, there is now a crochet version of this bag too, which I think is pretty neat. The only modification that I made, I did see that some people reading the Ravelry project notes, some people were like, wow, the bag's a lot smaller than I thought it would be, like girth-wise. So in the initial increases for the bag where you are, I think it's every 4 rows you're doing increases. I increased an extra 10 stitches. So that did make my bag overall a little longer and a little bit wider. And then at the end, whenever you're doing your decreases to come back down, I decreased every 4 rows continually until I hit 30 stitches, and then followed the pattern instructions to get down to the original cast on so that my increases and decreases mirrored each other. And if you're looking at the striping thinking like, oh my God, that's so many ends, you carry your yarn the whole time. Very simple, very few ends to weave in. And the only other thing I did differently, I think in the pattern, she suggests using a crochet slip stitch to seam the bag. There is quite a bit of seaming. That would have been a lot easier, but I didn't like how pronounced my crochet slip stitch was. So I opted to mattress seam everything together, and it took a long time, but I kind of like seaming. I feel like the kind of slow sewing of it, it's very meditative, and I watched a movie while I did it, so it was great, and I highly recommend this project. I'm quite proud of myself for these 4 finished objects this past month, especially since so many of them were done in like little small patches and periods of time, and a couple of them were really random. It brought me a lot of joy. But let's go ahead and move on to our works in progress. Whip number 1, we're gonna go back and talk more about the going out top in my second sample. Okay, y'all, so like I said, I'm making this tutorial for my Ko-fi, and this is not a new concept. I have not designed the handkerchief top. Like, that's something that's out there. And I really just wanted to experiment with fabric and experiment with sizing, like how to get the fit that you want on your body, and just really play with it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if this is something that people are going to be interested in. My Ko-fi really liked the top, so that's great. But this kind of style tutorial, it's kind of like part research, part like learning experience, seeing how the fabrics work out, and then making something that you like on your body. So sample number 1, like I said, was made with Trubu, which is a bamboo yarn. It's very silky, very drapey. And my second sample, I am using LaRue Cotton's Linen Silk Blend yarn. Oh, this yarn is lovely. Oh my gosh, it feels a little bit stiff right now, but one of the reasons that I love working with linen so much is that, especially in the heat, it melts like butter in your hands. It starts off real stiff and a little bit like crunchy and scratchy, and then it softens the more that you work with it, the more that you wear it, the more that you wash it. I will say, I think the silk adds a little stiffer texture almost than some other linen yarns that I've worked with, but it's still lovely. I think this color is beautiful. I think that the drape that I'm getting with the square itself is so nice. And it's fun to experiment with a different weight, because the Trubu is like, I think they say it's a worsted. It's a DK, but could also maybe be a sport, like a plump sport, because it really compresses together whenever you're working with it. But the linen silk is a fingering, and I feel like I'm gonna break some hearts right now, but I wanted to double check that, so I went to the LaRue Cotton site. The linen silk has been discontinued. Ah! I'm so sorry. It's really nice. And I love how she phrases this. Go to LaRue Cotton and check out her yarns. She is an amazing dyer, and I love how much information she puts whenever you're looking at her bases. So for example, I'll pop in a picture here, but this linen silk blend, she talks about the feel of it, the weight of it, like some comparisons, the growth, and how to care for it. So yeah, the final fabric, she says, is slightly sheer, and I think you can totally see that. And yeah, she talks about how this blend is a little stiffer. It is, while still having like some lovely drape to it. This color is also so, I feel like it's so unique. It's like a gray white almost. And with the silk, it has such like a sheen to it. I think this colorway was from her spring collection last year, I think. And it's called Poetry Reading, which I feel like is just lovely. So I do have all 4 of my granny square panels completed, And I'm going to be taking some photos as I'm working it up together to turn into the top. My plan will be, so once I have this sample worked up and I've taken some pictures and notes on it, I want to make 2 more versions of this top. I want to make like an ultra crop with some scrap yarn and like a really colorful version. And then I want to make the dress version and really play around with how to get your ease and your length for your body. So again, I'm hoping that this will come out in the next couple weeks. You'll definitely be able to see the finished sample number 2, probably our next Show Us Your Knits video in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we're manifesting that. But as for the tutorial, it might be like a couple weeks out. We'll just say a couple weeks. I won't pin me down for a specific date or time. And that is whip number 1. Whip number 2 is finally something you have seen before. It is the Cordelia cardigan by Meghan Makes Do. I have said this before, but this is my little happy mindless project for right now in knitting. It is something that has no deadline. I'm not making it for any specific time period, so I can work on it as leisurely as I like. I've been taking it a lot to the movies and to the Disney parks because especially the front panels were really nice they were really nice and small to put in a project bag. And it's been making me really happy. I am now at the point where I have put the front and back panels together, and I'm getting excited, y'all. I can envision this done. I did a try on just kind of pinning the sides to, I mean, I'd be kind of screwed at this point if I didn't like the fit of it, but it's great. I think that this is gonna be so cute. I have deviated from the pattern a little bit. The pattern has you make all of your pieces, your back panel, front panels, and your sleeves, and you just bind everything off, and then it's seam everything together at the end. I do like seaming, but I find trying to seam 3 pieces when you're doing front panel, back panel, and sleeve, and then you're seaming up the sleeve, that's too much for me. My sleeves always turn out wonky when I do that. So what I did instead was I did not bind off the back panel or the 2 front panels, and I did a 3 needle bind off to join the front panels to the back panels once everything was finished. My next step will be to seam the front and back panels together, and I'm going off book. The pattern has you work the sleeve from the cuff up to the upper arm, but I am going to pick up stitches and I am just going to make the 2 sleeves. Originally, I thought that would mean I would need to reverse engineer the pattern, kind of, you know, figure out how many stitches I'm going to end with and start with that amount of stitches and then do the decreases, which are actually increases in the pattern itself. But then I kind of reminded myself, like, I don't have to do that if I don't want to. And I do like wide sleeves. I know some people like a tapered sleeve with a cuff. I think I'm going to do mine with a cuff, but I'm going to just pick up the amount of stitches that I want for the sleeve itself. And I think I'm going to work it straight. That's just the style that I prefer. I'm wondering how that's going to go then, because the very last step, once you pick up your collared band, is to add the fun detail, the duplicate stitch hearts. And I think for the front, the body of the cardigan, that's going to be no problem, even though I went off book a little bit. For the sleeves, I am wondering, would it would be a lot easier to just follow what the pattern says, to work it flat, do your duplicate stitch, and then seam everything together. But since I'm already changing what the sleeves look like, I might just add a couple hearts here and there where I feel like it, or I might not add hearts to the sleeves at all. Maybe just like I could do a heart on each elbow and then maybe like on the wrist. That might be cute. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not really worried about it. Duplicate stitch is really fun and it's easy to do and it's easy to plan out. You can use stitch markers and the pattern instructions seem very well written and easy for doing that. So I think I'll be all right. But I do have a surprise. If you remember last time when I was talking about this, I talked about how nice I thought it would be if the hearts were no longer in the color that I picked, which this was a Valentine's Day pattern. It came out right around Valentine's Day, or before Valentine's Day, but for the Valentine's Day season. It was my Valentine's Day cast on. I bought this beautiful dusty pink to do the hearts on it, which I think would be adorable, but we talked about doing the orange and I was like, oh, I love that idea. It's so much more tropical and fun. They don't have orange and the Feels Like Butter. So I thought maybe I would try to do a different substitute. But when I looked at more of the colors on the Feels Like Butta website, they had this beautiful minty sagey green. And I thought, oh my God, pink and green. So I may have bought that yarn to do it. Like, what am I going to do with this other Feels Like Butta? I don't know. It's going into stash now, which I didn't want to do, but I think it's going to be worth it to have that in my stash and get the new yarn, because I just think this pink and mint combination is going to be so good. It's going to match my closet. I mean, hello, pink and mint. It's going to match so many things in my closet, both handmade and non-handmade. And it also allowed me to buy some other yarn that was on sale and, save on shipping that I've been wanting to try. So I don't have it in-house yet, but I think I got the shipment notification. So it should be on its way soon. The only bummer is just that this is now too big of a project. This is no longer a Disney park project or really a movie project for me, because it's such a big whip now. So this will be staying at the house for movies and book listening, which is great. But, I'm probably going to have to find another this project small for the future. Whip number 3 is going to be fast and easy to talk about. It is my Relaxation Ruana, a new design by me. Nothing has changed. I have not touched this. And it's because it needs blocked. And the idea of blocking these 78 granny squares has just been daunting. It has been very daunting to me. But I purchased one of those blocking boards that has the metal dowel rods, and you can change like the different size. They're almost specifically for granny squares, I think, though you could use it to block other things. But the board that I got from Amazon, I'll put the link in the description and I'll post a picture of it here. It folds in half so that you can kind of have the board sitting up, and you could do multiple layers of granny squares so that you can block, several at a time. Or what I've been doing for my going out top, you can fold the board flat and you can make a giant granny square to block out. So that's been really nice. I only got that in, I think, last week. So working on this tutorial and wanting to get those done, I've been blocking those first. And now all my pieces are currently done. I think I'm going to take a break from the going out top blocking, and I'm going to block in batches my beautiful squares for the Relaxation Ruana. It sucked because for months this has been basically done. I just need to kind of get my ass in gear and do it. I even considered not blocking them. Just doing the joining them together. But I thought, no, that's not going to make for a great sample to get the perfect measurements. So I'm going to do the right thing, and I am going to block them. I guess the real question is, do I weave them in batches too? Because I have 78 squares and they all have this many ends to weave. It's a slow craft. It's a slow craft for a reason. But yeah, this new design will be coming soon. I kind of looked at my calendar and thought, is this even feasible to still get out? And really, yeah, because I think this Ruana is going to be, it's something you can toss on over a bikini, but it's also going to be a really nice layering piece for the fall. So I see no reason not to continue with it, especially because I want it in my hands and on my body. So no idea when. Stay tuned. Hopefully next time we talk, I have maybe all of them blocked. If not, at least I hope that I have them started blocking. I could hyperfixate and finish the whole damn thing. Nobody knows. The Relaxation Ruana coming soon. My final whip is the Strawberry Picnic Bag by Shai Kilstrom. This is yet another project that I decided randomly on a whim to cast on. I don't know why. There has been like a little bit of guilt that I'm making so many selfish projects for myself, and they're not, designs or things that I really kind of thought, oh, I want to plan content around this. They're just things that make me happy. But that's also so good for me right now, is to be making things that bring me joy and sharing them and hoping that they bring you joy too, or that they encourage you to make things that bring you joy and not for any sort of monetary or specific reason, or making something for somebody else. That's so great. It is so wonderful that we as makers are often so giving of our time and talent and energy and resources to, make gifts for people or to design and create patterns. But it's also great to be selfish. It is so nice to just make something for the joy of it. And that's definitely this project too. This is just for shits and giggles. It's a why not project. So on Pinterest, I have a board that is just full of really cute spring and summer designs. And I have been seeing so many fruit granny squares. And I just think they're so adorable. I'll show you all a couple pictures here. But lemon slices and limes and passion fruit and dragon fruit, watermelon, avocados. So many cute little squares. And there's one bag in particular I think once I finish this project I might make, and it's this multi-fruit sliced bag. I love it so much. But when I saw this cute little strawberry granny square bag, it's so darling. And especially for spring and summer here in Florida, we have a ton of strawberry farms. I just think that's so sweet. And the strawberry full moon is coming up in June, if you're witchy. That I love the kind of self-love energy that moon has. And I thought, why not? Why not make myself a little cutie bag? Clearly I'm on a bag kick and a granny square kick. Interesting. But I cast this on... It was actually at the end of April, but I've only made one square so far, and that's fine, because while I'd like to have this finished for the full moon in June, it's totally okay if I don't. And this is the start of it. I'm a little on the fence. You'll have to tell me what you think. But I wanted to have a cream background, as a cream bag with the strawberries on it, but I didn't have enough cream yarn in stash, and I was very adamant that I wanted this to be a stash project. So what I did have enough of is this comfy cotton blend in colorway Lovey Dovey, and I think this is going to be great. It has cream to it, but it also has almost the exact color that I'm using for the strawberries too, which I think is fun. And if you're saying, Chelsea, that doesn't look like a strawberry, give me a minute. I will eventually be adding the little stem leaf hat that goes on this. And this project only requires, I think, 13 granny squares. So this is very doable to finish, I don't know, in a long weekend and 2 long weekends. So I made a little mistake at the top. You can see that it's a little gappy up here, but I think for my next square, it's going to look much more neat at the top because I made a note of what I did wrong. I'm not going back to fix it though. Plus I think the topper here is going to cover most of it. But I think this darling little project, it'll be cute to, run to the farmer's market or go to the park or even take to the beach really, because the size of the bag looks really nice. You could fit, your book, your Kindle, your water bottle, a towel, maybe more of a pool bag, to be honest, because I bring a lot of shit to the beach. But I love it. It's a happy project, and I will be continuing to work on this summer. Now, those are all of the projects that I have either finished or that I am currently working on. But I do want to talk about something that I'm going to be casting on very soon. Do you remember last Show Us Your Knits episode where I asked y'all about doing like a design with me style video? The response was overwhelming that y'all would like that, which makes me so happy. So I will remind you, in case you didn't watch that or you forgot, I found this gorgeous little Ruana Cardigan style thing on Pinterest. And when I did a reverse search, it didn't lead me to any patterns like I was hoping, because I just wanted to make it. Like, I wanted to make it and have it on my body. Couldn't find that. Went on to Ravelry and to Etsy and was searching for something like this or this pattern itself. It did get taken to a website that I think is like in China, and it was for this cardigan for like $70 in one size. And I thought, no, I will make it. But it's so simple and so cute. And I even love the color that it's in, that orange. But I thought, you know what? I can make that. I can design that. And I thought I'd take y'all along on the journey to do like a vlog of creating it, but also make it kind of a tutorial. We'll see how this idea works. But that is the plan, to walk you through my entire design process and really talk about how I like to make something that fits my body the way I like. And then you can use that process to design the Ruana to fit your body the way that you like. I was researching and looking at some different yarns that I think I might want to use, and I finally pulled the trigger and I bought the yarn that I think, I'm like 90% sure I'm going to use for this project. And it is this beautiful coral comfy sport weight cotton from Knit Picks and We Crochet. It's a 75-25 blend of Pima cotton and acrylic. It's super soft. I think it'll give enough like both like density and breeziness to the pattern that this again will be something that I can use as a layer, but it's also gonna scream summer. I really thought I wanted the orange from the pattern that's like that true orange, but when I saw this one from Knit Picks, the colorway is called Conch, and it really does have that like pinky, peachy, salmony, what you see on the inside of a conch shell colorway. And I just thought that's so much beachier and so much more me. And I love how it looks with my skin. And again, I think it's gonna go with so many of my pinks and even my greens. Like, I think this is gonna look really nice together. So it's gonna work with a lot of things in my closet. My plan is to start filming maybe next week or the week after. Like I said, my mental health. So much fun. But next week or the week after, and hopefully I will have this out midsummer, so that if you want to create yourself a Ruana, or you just want to see what my design process is, you'll be able to do that. So I'm gonna get started on that soon, and hopefully the next Show Us Your Knits episode, I will have some progress to show you. All right, y'all. I think that's it. I'm really sorry if this episode was super rambly. Like I said, I'd been trying to film all week, and today is now Friday, if I did not say that, May 16th. And I knew if I didn't film it now, it wasn't gonna get filmed this week. My brain is doing the fun grief fog thing, so I kept forgetting some details in this episode, but I hope it was cohesive enough. And I hope you enjoyed checking out what I'm working on. I sure as hell enjoyed showing it to you. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, like this video if you liked it, and maybe share it with a yarny friend who you think would also like it. I really appreciate y'all being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.